Before we get started, I want to introduce you to the concept of UTXO. If you know what this is already, feel free to skip to the next video, but if you don't, keep on watching. We'll refer to UTXOs a lot in this course, so it's important you understand what they are. The UTXO system is important because this is what allows us to track movements on the Bitcoin blockchain. You can say that UTXOs are the accounting method of Bitcoin. So UTXO stands for unspent transaction output. And it's easy to understand if you make a parallel with cash. So imagine you have a wallet with cash. Let's imagine you have $100 of cash in that wallet. And that $100 can be made up of different combinations of bills and coins. For example, you can have 5 $20 bills, or you can have 10 $10 bills, or whatever combination of different bills. Well, it's similar with your Bitcoin wallet. Say you have a Bitcoin wallet with 100 Bitcoin in it. Well, it's actually composed of lots of UTXOs of lots of different values. For example, you can have 5 UTXOs of 20 Bitcoin, or 10 UTXOs of 10 Bitcoin, or 2 UTXOs of 20 Bitcoin and 6 UTXOs of 10 Bitcoin, or whatever combination. And I make this parallel between cash and UTXOs because both need to be spent in whole. And what I mean by that is that when you go to a shop and you pay for something with a bill, you have to pay with the entire bill. You can't just cut up a piece of the bill and hand that over. You hand over the whole bill, and if it's too much, you get change back, coins, or another bill. It's the same thing with UTXOs. You always spend the entire UTXOs. So how does a Bitcoin transaction work? Well, essentially, a transaction works by consuming existing UTXOs and producing new ones. So let's have a look at an example. So imagine Alice wants to pay Bob 6 Bitcoin in exchange for whatever service. Inside her wallet, Alice has 1 UTXO of 10 Bitcoin, which is more than the 6 Bitcoin that she wants to transfer to Bob. So the transaction that Alice will create will basically consume her UTXO of 10 Bitcoin and create 2 new UTXOs, one of 6 Bitcoin for Bob and one of 4 Bitcoin for herself. And we call this second UTXO the change UTXO. And so it's very similar to paying with bills. You spend $10 and you get change back. So you can see that every time there's a transaction with this model on the Bitcoin blockchain, we know the value of the UTXOs being destroyed and created, and we know when, because all of this is part of a block on the blockchain, and so it's time-stamped. And by examining and tracking all of these UTXOs, their size, their age, their number, their volume, this allows us to track on-chain activity and get a very precise picture of overall activity. So you'll understand that this is different from the legacy financial system, which doesn't use UTXO, but it uses a different system, accounts. You have accounts and there's a balance on those accounts. And that's also a model used, for example, by another blockchain like Ethereum.